Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. Today I'm going to be ranking my makeup palettes. I have them all nicely organized in this little basket, and I'm going to be going through every single one of them and ranking them. So if this is something you're interested in seeing, stick around, grab yourself something to drink, and let's begin. So my first palette that I am ranking number one, and this palette is one of my holy grail palettes, is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Now the packaging on this palette is stunning, and I mean the color story on this palette is just, I'm speechless. There's just so many colorful different eye looks you can do. If you want to do a neutral, you can. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Huda Beauty, number one. Number two, which probably won't surprise most of you, is the Morphe 35P Plum Pleaser palette. I use this palette a lot, along with the Huda Beauty. But this palette, just can't go wrong with. This palette, I mean, look at all the different selections of colors. The color stories in this palette. You have your neutrals, you have your more colorful purple looks, you have your burgundies, you have a black shade. You could do a smoky eye. You could do just about anything with this color story in this fabulous palette. Morphe, number two, and she's also one of my holy grail palettes. You're going to notice that I have quite a few of these palettes. Quite a few of these palettes are my holy grail palettes. Number three is the Lucky Glow palette. This is a blush, a highlighter, and bronzer palette. Let me just show you. First of all, the packaging alone is just very classic. I like it a lot. Whenever I travel, I do bring this palette with me because you can use the bronzer as eyeshadow, the blush as an eyeshadow, even the shimmer on your eyes. You can use it for everything, and that's why this is number three. Look at those shimmers and the bronzers. Stunning, stunning. Number three. Number four, of course, is going to be the Marc Jacobs Eyeconic palette. Classic packaging. Love the white. It's very shiny. It's very eye-catching. And, I mean, look at the color story in this palette. You have your neutral brown. You have your pinks. You have a gold shimmer. You have like a burgundy-ish type shade. Love it. You just cannot go wrong with this palette either. And guess what? This is also one of my holy grail palettes. I have a lot. Alright, so we are at number four, number five. Number five is the Bobbi Brown Stonewashed palette. The perfect neutral brown palette. And you all know that I really like a good neutral look. It does have one shimmer. I'm just going to confirm that. Yeah, one shimmer shade. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Bobbi Brown. Alright, we are up to number six. Number six is going to be the Huda Selfie palette. I love this palette too. And the this is another holy grail palette for me. Look at those shades, look at the color stories in this palette. It's very colorful. It has two shimmery shades right here. You just can't go wrong with this at all. Alright. Are you ready for number 7? Number 7 is the Laura Geller You're a Natural Multi-Finish Eyeshadow Palette. Another perfect neutral eyeshadow palette. You have to have a few neutral palettes in your collection. You just have to. And just look at those. You can go from a light brown to a dark brown to a smoky brown. And yes, this palette is another holy grail. I just can't decide on one or two. I have to have more than that. Alright. Number 8. This is the Revolution Be in Love With palette. Ignore the packaging. The packaging is a bit messy and impossible for me to clean up. So let me introduce you to Be in Love With. There's quite a few pinky, burgundy, even a gold shimmer right here. This is a really fun palette to use, and again, endless amounts of looks you can do. So that is that palette. Number 9. Number 9 is another really fun palette. It is the Milani Gilded Nudes palette. There's a variety of shades you can use here. A really nice color story. You have some pinks, you have a brown, you even have a silver kind of shimmery glitter shade, and you have a brown glitter shade, and you have a darker brown glitter shade. Stunning palette. It's easy to work with. The shades here are pigmented and just really fun to use. This silver shade does have a bit of fallout, so just have a little bit of patience and you will be fine. The Milani palette. Number 10. Number 10 is the Lime Crime Venus palette. Just take a good look at that packaging. It's everything. It's absolutely colorful. It's amazing. It's just a really stunning palette. I'm obsessed over the packaging. Packaging kind of just catches my eye. I don't know about all of you. If you're out like at TJ Maxx or Target, you're looking at makeup, and you see packaging like this, I don't know about you, but it just kind of catches my eye. So here is the Lime Crime Venus palette. Look at this color story. It's really amazing. There is only one shade in this palette that does not work for me. I'm very bummed about that. I have tried working with this one shade multiple times. It just doesn't look good. In fact, let me swatch it for you. One moment. So, this is the shade I'm talking about. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on me. I don't know why. But the rest of the shades here, I do like a lot. So that is the Lime Crime Venus palette. Number 11 is going to go towards the e.l.f., the new Classics palette. Are you shocked? I love this palette a lot because there are a lot of neutral brown shades. There's some pinks. There is this kind of like greenish kind of shade here. I don't really like this shade because it's not pigmented It doesn't really show up for me very well, but I do like it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use it for an eye look. But I'm most excited about the two black shades because when I am in a mood to do a good smoky eye, I really like these two black shades. They are stunning. So this is the e.l.f. the new Classics palette, and yes, she is one of my Holy Grail palettes as well. The last palette, it's one of my least favorite palettes. I'm just going to be honest. And that is the Revolution Sweet and Tasty Popcorn palette. The packaging is cute. It's a hot mess. It's really difficult to clean up. I've been trying. But this is the color story for this palette. I do find that some of the shades are not that pigmented. They're difficult to work with, really difficult to kind of build up the shade. And there is a lot of fallout with this palette. And the blues in the shade are really nice, swatched on my hand. But when on my eyes, it does not look so nice. So this is the I Heart Revolution Sweet and Tasty palette, number 12. So, those are my 12 palettes ranked. Do you have any of these palettes? What are your thoughts on the ones I shared with you? If you have any questions about the palettes, if you own one of these, I want to hear from you. And I would also love to hear from you guys. Where are you watching this video from? You all know that right now, at the moment, I am in Israel. So comment down below where you're watching this video from. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to comment, share, and if you haven't done so yet, and you're really enjoying my content and my videos, and you're into everything beauty, do me a favor also and click on the notification bell. It does look like a bell. That way, you never have to miss any of my videos. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a fabulous day, evening, morning, wherever you're watching this from, whatever time it is. Bye, everybody.